Yeah, one something.
Yeah,
It'll say it on the thing.
that's a great way to start the podcast. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 112. This week we are reviewing Jurassic World Dominion.
A
Cool.
movie.
A movie that exists in the world that apparently we're wrong about because it's going to make $1 billion. Uh, anyway, how are y'all doing?
Unfortunately,
Other
I've
than
never enjoyed NBA basketball, so that's not
same,
something I have to care about.
Yeah.
I would never. Nobody should even accuse me of ever liking NBA basketball. It is the devil, and it is of the devil, and I don't support the devil.
Yeah, it is not of the Lord. Only cinema is of the Lord, and that's why I watch it. So,
Quite personally, I have never liked NBA basketball.
nope.
No, I mean, Adam Silver's the devil, and yeah, we're living in the bad place, is what we're saying. The Warriors have won another championship. Draymond Green gets to go on his podcast and talk all reckless after dropping triple singles all series, whatever. Doesn't matter.
2022 is the year of real cinema being back and real music being back. We don't have to waste our time with such trifles as Warriors basketball. No
Nope.
need.
None of that. No, thank you.
All right. So thanks for coming into the chat, people. That we are recording this as always live. It's on our YouTube channel. But let's talk about some movies. We'll talk about kind of what we're actually watching at the end of that's better than this at the end of the podcast. But Jurassic World Dominion. Let's get into it. 2022 movie, PG-13. I don't think this had to deal with any delays. I think they filmed this just peak COVID, which they should have delayed it, made a better movie. 2022 movie, rated PG-13, 2 hours and 26 minutes long. This movie is so long for
and
no
you feel
reason.
every second of it.
Dog. I think
Definitely did not have to be that long. Did not have to be that long.
No, has a 6.0 on IMDb, which is like, come on, guys. What are we doing? Number 2 popularity movie overall. 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures in a new era. Except for that's not what this movie is about.
Yeah, like none of that happens.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, seeing dinosaurs interact with humans in real human life would be fucking awesome. And when the movie started, I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool concept. Usually we have to go to the park. We have to come up with some stupid reason why these humans are in the park, and then the dinosaurs start eating them because something goes wrong. I'm like, okay, we changed it up. The dinosaurs are in the world. And that's not actually what this movie's about at all. No. It has nothing, it has very little to do with that.
It has a 38 Metascore on Metacritic. Gay critics hated this movie.
Good.
Yeah, it has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, so take that for what it's worth. But a 78 audience score. I don't know what movie the audience watched. There's a lot of people on Twitter that was like, well, actually, it was actually pretty fun. I don't know what people are like watching.
People just like dinosaurs, bro. They just like dinosaurs. Like, if you put dinosaurs on the screen, people will go see them. People just like dinosaurs. That's the only explanation here.
And gross. Jurassic World Dominion might be a bit of an improvement over its immediate predecessors in some respects, not really, but this franchise has lumbered along way down from the classic start. And yeah, it's been diminishing returns ever since the first one, which is not necessarily the fault of the sequels, but or of the original movie, but you know, whatever. This movie is going to make $1 billion. It's already nearly grossed 500 million worldwide, 429 million worldwide gross. And I helped. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Tej, go ahead. Right. I don't think any of us like this movie. I don't know.
I think I said on this podcast that I saw the first one, Jurassic World. I did not see the second one because it got panned, and I said I'm staying the fuck away from that. And I saw this
Bad
one.
movie.
Now, the first one is not bad. Jurassic World is not bad. It is no masterpiece by any means, but it is a solid film. It is fun. I remember having a fun time at the movie theater. And then the middle one is directed by somebody different, but this one has the same director as that first one. So I was like, all right, maybe we're gonna, recapture that magic. The movie starts. They give you this. They basically do all of the explanation of the set of the movie via like a NPR news clip.
Now this news, like a branded now this news segment,
like a fucking Facebook clip.
They do the Facebook clip of the new world, and you're seeing that the dinosaurs are in the world, and I'm like, oh, we are in a different thing. Like the dinosaurs are like running around on the freeway and shit. Like the dinosaurs are just like running around in people's crops. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm into that. Like that makes this very different than any of the Jurassic Park movies I've seen before. I'm gonna have a good time. I was a little bit high. Fuck it, let's have a good time. I love dinosaurs. This film stinks. The way it's written is bad, and they have a movie star problem. I think everybody who listens to this podcast knows that none of us are Pratt fanboys. Okay, like Pratt's not the greatest dude, but I would consider myself a hater. But he has been in stuff that I liked, and him and Bryce Dallas Howard in the center of this movie, one, have nothing to do, but also two, are adding absolutely nothing to this movie. These people are in a relationship. They have zero chemistry with each other. Now they're parents, or I guess kind of parents. There are no close bonds that are forged in a way that make you care. Part of this movie is, and we're not going to care about spoilers of this movie because the fucking Jurassic Park movie is not good, so we're not going to care about spoilers, guys. Sorry. They have a little genetic clone girl from the second movie, which I don't know shit about because I didn't see that movie, but there's a genetic clone girl that they introduced to you. Okay, cool, she's a clone. They're like the parents of this clone, and so they spend half the movie fighting or chasing her because she was kidnapped, and then they meet back up with her, and it's supposed to be like the emotional height of the film, and it's nothing. It is literally nothing emotionally. It is nothing. I
don't like 80 of you people.
Like it is nothing. It is everybody on screen is giving you absolutely nothing to make you feel warm and fuzzy about the family being back together. Like it is nothing. They don't allow Pratt. When Pratt is good, he is being funny. This character doesn't even attempt to tell jokes. He's not funny. And the only thing he really does on the action side is put his hands up and stop raptors from coming over to the group, which is not that dope. Like Dex can do that. Like Dex can just put his hand up and have the raptor listen. Like that's not a superpower.
Hey,
so he's not a superhero.
Hey, this is not you. This is not you.
Like the bit we had of the drunk girlfriend talking to the drunk boyfriend at a party.
When I was in 4th grade, I was like a really good student, and I was a peer mediator. And basically, what a peer mediator was when kids would get into arguments or fights, instead of sitting them down with the principal or with the teachers, they would also have other students come in and be in the little talk about what went wrong or what the issue is. So-and-so is talking about me, and she said that I like girls, but whatever the hell is going on. And the peer mediator, which was me and other students, had to sit in there and be like, well, maybe we can try this, or maybe we could talk about this. This is what Chris Pratt's character does. When a raptor is around, when a dinosaur is around, he's like, whoa, wait, these are humans. You don't want to do this. And they're like, yeah, you're right, Copper. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm on a chill. That's his superpower, which is not like a cool thing to see on a movie screen at all. It's literally just him putting his hand up. Like, that doesn't do anything. He's not good. They have no chemistry.
So weird you became a lawyer.
It's horrible. It's really badly written. The dialogue is some of the worst dialogue you're going to hear in the movie this year.
Fucking terrible, man.
It's so bad. But I will give them credit and say there are some cool set pieces. There's one set piece where there's a scene where the new character, who is a black woman who is awesome and looks phenomenal. God, that is a very sexy woman.
Amazing.
She is with Chris Pratt.
The women in this look great, and
she's doing her best to like spice this movie. There are only two people that give you anything to smile about in this movie. It is the black woman, and it is Jeff Goldblum. But this is like if you were trying to win a championship, and your highest score is Al Horford, which we saw tonight, or second highest score, or whatever. Like you can't win it. Like, much respect to Al Horford, but we didn't come here to see Al Horford. We came here to see the stars. Jason Tatum had 13 points tonight. Like, it doesn't matter that Al Horford had 25. You're going to lose the game. That's what this movie is. The supporting characters are doing everything they can do. You bring the old cast back. It's like, oh, it's cool to see everybody. Laura Dern still looks young as shit. Like she looks great. Like, but these people have an inordinate burden to carry because when the movie stars on the screen, you are getting nothing. You are getting absolutely nothing. The set piece with the ice was cool. The set piece where Dallas Bryce Howard is underwater and they show the little split screen was super dope. But this is not like I wasn't bored. I wasn't like falling asleep, but it's just an objectively bad movie from start to finish. And I love dinosaurs and I love Jurassic Park, and I would give this a C-. It's just, I knew it's gonna make a lot of money, and it's not boring, so you won't feel like you were like robbed of your money. But if you care about movie making at all, other than like set pieces, which I don't have, you don't have to give me everything. I'm a Michael Bay stan. Like the dialogue in Michael Bay movies be awful.
Wax poetic about ambulance.
Yeah, I can talk about ambulance for 4 hours.
10 of the year.
I love ambulance. Like it, so it's not like I'm turning my nose up at the movie because it doesn't like take on like the meaning of life. But I'll give you a perfect example. At the end of these movies, the big fight, you're building towards the movie. You are building these characters and introducing us to these characters and then making us invest in these characters. And the big final fight is two dinosaurs fighting each other, and the humans are just like running around trying not to be crushed by the fight. What are we doing? That doesn't make it. We have a movie star who's supposed to be an action hero who's just running. His whole
that harkens back to the first movie, but like, yeah, I know what you mean.
I hate that about these movies. I thought we would finally be able to. I want to see Chris Pratt punch a dinosaur in the fucking face. Punch him, bro. Do something cool. This is a C-. This film is awful. I'll never watch it again.
The Jaylen Brown can't dribble and Chris Pratt can't act. So there's there's that. Dex, you really didn't like this movie.
Yeah, I'm even lower on it than Tej was.
So am I. I'm probably lower than you, but go ahead.
This was hot garbage to me. Like I'm usually not a person to care like if the script is bad in an action movie. Like I can go and turn my brain off and just vibe and enjoy just about any fucking thing when there's some big ass action set pieces and dinosaurs and shit like that. I even enjoyed the second movie, the second Jurassic World movie, for what it was. It's not good, but I had a good time. This I did not have a good time at all. It's just the script is one of the worst I've seen this year, and I've seen a lot of movies this year. Easily the worst script that I've seen this year. They picked the wrong character to focus on because it's like the clone girl becomes the main character, and she's just the worst. She sucks. Like it's first of all, it's your fault that the world is fucked up like this, and like.
In the second movie, she releases dinosaurs onto the world because they're just like me, for real.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm a clone, and they're basically clones, so they should be free, like me. No, like that's not what.
No, they shouldn't. No, they should not.
So now, like thousands, millions, potentially, of people have been killed by dinosaurs because you thought they should be free, like you, but.
It really wasn't. They said there was only like 10 dinosaur-related deaths or something in that clip.
Oh well, that's
it was like somebody wrecked into a long neck's leg or something like that, and they were like, but it wasn't like a bunch of carnivores eating a bunch of people, which is stupid. I want to see that movie anyway.
Yeah, that should be what happened. But anyway,
I want to see the version where there are 9,000 human deaths, dinosaur deaths. In the month, I want to see the footage of that month. Yeah. I'm in. Show me that movie.
I want fucking Rise of the Planet of the Dinosaurs. Like
Facts.
That's what I need. But yeah, like so she sucks, and then they bring her back for this movie and make her the main character. But the way they do it is just being like, "Hey, remember the whole point of the second movie? Yeah, we're just off that. Like we're just not doing that anymore. You're not a clone." Dinosaurs are not just like you. You're actually something else entirely. And so the new thing you are is why you have to save dinosaurs now. You know, not the other reason you had to save dinosaurs before, but now you had a mom who's a real person and was alive, and she made you sort of.
No, she was actually like you. She was actually born
asexual baby ever or something like that.
Yeah, you're the first asexual baby, not a clone. Your mom didn't die, except she did, but not like you thought. So I was like, this is just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And they
They
didn't
tried
like.
to retcon a movie we didn't give a fuck about.
We didn't give a fuck. Like we didn't give a fuck. You don't need to like you're not Star Wars. Like you don't need to do retcons. Like Star Wars fucked it up with their retcons too. But like people care about Star Wars lore. Nobody gives a fuck about fucking Jurassic World lore. Like we weren't sitting there like, we need you to fix this piece of the canon in Jurassic World, like to make it make sense. Like, no, we don't want that. But anyway, the script stinks. The girl they focus on, she stinks. Like T said, the main character, like the stars have nothing to do here. And like I just didn't enjoy the whole plot, like the villain plot. Like we're gonna release a plague of locusts on the planet. Like fucking Tim Cook is going to like just ruin the world's food supply so that he can sell everyone more food later. And he also has dinosaurs for some reason. Like I need any of that. No, thank you. Get that out of here.
Oh my god, the villain gave us literally nothing. Like, what the fuck was
Negative
happening?
box.
What is
negative plus minus for that guy?
What was that? Like,
what was that? Who was that? Why did we do that? Why did you make fucking
It was terrible.
Dr. Fauci, Tim Cook? Like, why did you make them one person and make them a villain of your
socially
movie?
awkward Tim Cook. It was like, yeah, this is our bad guy. He's socially awkward. He just leaves conversation in the middle of the sentence, and they never return to that. Like, he's just socially awkward. Like, that's just why you're supposed to. I was so.
But it wasn't good acting either. It wasn't like Jesse Eisenberg social network, social anxiety.
Exactly.
It was just bad and weird.
Okay, I got to go over here now, and you're like, what is this?
That was so bad.
I felt like that scene from Riverdale where whichever Sprouse that is, just like, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. Like he just was like going out of his way. Yeah. Like I fucking hated that shit. Everything about this movie stunk except the black woman and like 2 or 3 scenes with the dinosaurs, but not even the like main final dinosaur scene was good. Like this is a D+. Like I hated the shit. And I told Royden to hurry up and watch it as soon as possible so I wouldn't have to go see that shit again.
Man, sorry it took so long because I almost forgot everything about this movie almost instantly. This was to steal a line from the first movie, what a giant pile of shit. Great big pile of shit. This movie it's been diminishing returns since the first one, like I said, but like we had a little bit of a come up. I like the third one. I think Jurassic World is even like it's good summer entertainment. Like you had Chris Pratt at the peak of whatever his power or what, I don't even know what that was, but like he was leading franchise guy, and it's like good summer entertainment. But what this arc of this franchise has taken out of the movies that you had, especially in the first one, less so in the other 2 Jurassic Park movies, is that like there's no wonder here anymore. There's zero sense of wonder at all. Like it's just there's no one like Laura Dern does a little bit. She brings a little bit of it, but like there's just no sense of, man, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened, which it also wouldn't be the coolest thing that ever happened. It would be kind of terrifying, but also pretty dope. I don't know. There's no sense of scale to any
dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's no sense of scope or scale to anything that they're doing here. And Dex, I think what you said was really poignant about Rise of the Planet of the Dinosaurs. Just make it about the dinosaurs at this point, because obviously we don't care enough about these characters, and maybe the creators, Colin Trevorrow, doesn't even know that we don't give a fuck about the characters that he made. But like the second one didn't do you any favors with that. And they tease that they released these dinosaurs into the world. That's what this is going to be. And they released the first, like they said, this is the first 5 minutes of the movie. Remember that when the T-Rex was like attacking the camping ground or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I thought that's what this movie could have been, like a
That's
disaster
what it
movie.
should have been. That even if that's bad, even if the movie is bad, if the premise is actually dinosaurs are out here, and we have to find some stupid solution to get them back in close,
Get
back
them
into a
contained
close
again.
space, that's 100 times better of
Yeah.
a concept than the movie that they actually made.
If we're battling a T-Rex through the streets of New York City, I'm with that. Like,
Bro,
And
if
they
they're
kinda
raptors
did
in
that.
Whole Foods, I'm in. Like they're in Whole Foods, I'm
Yeah.
in.
Like you can make this a post-apocalyptic sort of thing. Like society has gone to shit now. I can't get on a bus without one of those dinosaurs shooting acid in my face. So like
Yes.
everything sucks. We don't go to work anymore. You know what I mean? There's like people just going about their jobs. Like, no, that doesn't happen anymore. There's dinosaurs. Which the start of this movie plays like a comedy because I text y'all this. They're just like, and dinosaurs are here now. Like they're just like making nests on top of the Chrysler building or whatever. And it's just like, oh shit. Dinosaur was in the porta potty. Can't go to there
wrote a
anymore.
better movie than they did in 5 minutes. You just wrote a better movie than they did.
It made no sense. And the one thing that that Jurassic Park did and that Jurassic World did to an extent was put semi-normal people like Bryce Dallas Howard or, from the first movie, they're all scientists. They're not like military people. Put these sort of people in peril. You know what I mean? In situations that are enclosed, that feel sort of, you get the scope of it. It's small, it's isolated, and put these people in peril. There was never really a moment that anyone was really, besides Bryce Dallas Howard crawling into the muck in the water, that they were really like in peril, or they also felt like normal people. They made Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in this like super CIA spies.
yeah.
Like
Bryce Dallas Howard works
Bryce
for like
Dallas
the
Howard was a
coolest nonprofit ever. Like
Bryce Dallas Howard was like a communications person in the first movie.
yeah, and now she's a secret agent who
Now
Yeah.
she's risking
breaks
her life
into-
to break it into government compounds and big business compounds and stealing dinosaurs.
Yeah, running through like Malta and stuff, like from and jumping through roofs like Assassin's Creed. It was insane. I didn't like it. It just didn't make any sense from where they were to where they are now, and really where they were didn't make any sense either, because they're like, we're back at Jurassic World, and we didn't really like question that at the time, which was stupid. Like the first Jurassic Park failed so bad that we're gonna retry it with Jurassic World, yeah, because this will go great. Anyway, this movie from there is just it makes no sense. The dinosaurs are loose. How do we deal with that? We gave it to a big corporation. Shut up. We're not even going to worry about why the dinosaurs are loose anymore, because now it's handled. It's handled. Give me the dinosaurs are loose movie. They don't even do things with dinosaurs in this movie. They don't.
It's Locust. Like I don't
We haven't even
that.
talked about the whole thing where it's like evil big corporation is using
Apple, Amazon is like fucking
Apple's
trying to raise their own crops, basically.
So they
Hella
unleash
cool.
fucking biblical Jurassic locusts.
They
across
release
the world.
locusts the size of a Volkswagen Beetle onto the world, and that's the villain of this movie.
The thing that makes that so weird is that what people want is the movie that Royden said. I want the dinosaurs being loose, and they had the setup of a company did something to make things that are not supposed to be loose, and the things were bugs, big bugs. I want to see T-Rexes ripping people apart. Why would we use a big bug as the centerpiece of the problem in our movie? That doesn't make any sense. Everybody's here to see the biggest dinosaurs that you could possibly put on a movie screen, and the bad guys are locusts? We're in a biblical plague? What is happening?
And also, the guy who made the locust is also like supposed to be good now. Like we're just supposed to.
There's a
accept
big
that.
thing with like the BD Wong character in this. He's in like every movie, and every movie he's the one that has now created all of this shit, but then we just don't talk about it, and he's not in prison somewhere where it's just like he has created all of the world's problems from scratch.
Yeah, like you just decided, hey, I think it might be cool to fuck some shit up, so I'm gonna do that. And now we're just supposed to.
He created the dinosaurs, and he's the scientist in the first movie. BD, like a 25-year-old BD Wong, is like the scientist in the first movie. He is again the scientist in Jurassic World. Well, maybe stop giving this guy money to create stuff. It always goes bad. The script for this movie is terrible. Having the original characters come back is null and void because the script is so bad. I think Jeff Goldblum actually kind of phones it in here, as well as
I don't agree. He's the only one doing anything.
I
He's the only
think
one
he
doing
kinda-
Yeah,
anything.
he's the only person that was like cool
He
at
said,
all.
I think
he said
I think he's
Jurassic World, not a fan. That was hilarious.
Not-
That was the only time I laughed in the whole theater, bro.
Yeah, there were
he's-
like 3 chuckles in my theater, like throughout the movie, and all 3 were Jeff Goldblum lines. All 3.
But he's doing the meme that Jeff Goldblum has now become.
Well,
He's
yeah, that's
now
true.
become-
That's very true.
Like
He's not the character he
he's
was
not
in
acting.
the first movie. He's not. He's just doing the Jeff Goldblum. He's basically the same character he was in the Thor movie, except for he doesn't have on like a costume. Like he's just doing the meme.
But when he's doing that with a bad script, he delivers some stinker lines, which just don't make any sense. That whole coffee scene was the weirdest interaction I've ever seen in my entire
Yeah,
life.
that was so stupid. There was no reason for that at all.
I think Sam Neill kind of really does phone it in here. He's like, his accent is breaking the entire time. When we
His
remember,
accent
like,
was so bad, so
it's like,
bad.
hey, buddy, we know you're from Australia. Maybe let's try a little harder here. New Zealand, rather. But like, man, I don't know. I think you talk about Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's not in this fucking movie.
He's not. Like, I can't even like blame him for this movie being bad. He just
Chris
wasn't
Pratt
in
and
it.
Bryce, they're just not in this movie. They like, I don't know. They're just not. They're just. You have to see it to kind of realize what I'm talking about. But like, he doesn't. He rides a motorcycle one time, and then he sticks his hand out. Like, they don't. They're not in. I keep saying this. No one besides like Bryce Dallas Howard is in peril at all ever in this movie, and it's crazy. And you never for once think, even when like a plane is crashing, that you think that these people are going to die. It's insane. And
That's actually true, because that plane just went down and was just like, oh, they were never going to die. And I never thought they were going to die.
they're not even hurt.
But we just had a plane crash scene, but they're like, nobody even has a cut. Like, DeWanda Wise just looks as beautiful as ever, and she just was in a literal plane crash. Okay, let's go with it.
It just doesn't. There's never any stakes. I can't reiterate how bad the dialogue is and how weird the pacing is.
Bad.
The pacing is so weird because it feels like this was edited by like 5 different people. Yeah, I can't describe it for you unless you say, I wish I was a better. I wish I was better with words to describe this for you, how weirdly it's paced, because there's like, why didn't you just cut that out? You know what I mean? No, that shouldn't have been in there. And you could have cut like 30 minutes of dialogue out of this movie. And then
I truly think the 3 of us could have written better dialogue. Even if they gave us the outline of the movie and we had to make their shitty movie, I guarantee you that at least the dialogue, we could have written better dialogue. The dialogue is that bad. It's noticeably bad. I'm like Dex. It's an action movie. Who cares about the dialogue? But it's so bad that you cannot just avoid it. You literally can't. It's so distracting. I totally agree.
And that's what I want to say. Like, I know a lot of people are probably listening to this and they're like, I don't care about the dialogue, you nerds. I just came to see dinosaurs.
But they don't make up for it.
I get it. Yeah. And it's like, when the dialogue is that bad, the story is that stupid, and you don't care about any of the characters, action happening on the screen, it's kind of boring sometimes. So you're like, I don't. Like, nothing is like, I don't care what happens to these people. Nothing is going to happen to these people. And even if it did, it wouldn't matter. Like,
I can't reiterate this enough. They don't make up for it with the action. There's one set piece that is like legitimately pretty good, and that to me was when he was driving around in the motorbike on Malta.
Yeah,
and
when it
that
became
was
with the
Mission
Raptors running
Impossible
around.
with dinosaurs.
That was pretty.
Yeah,
That was Mission Impossible, but it was
cool.
awesome. That was
That was cool. And even when he falls in the ice and that raptor comes out of nowhere, like surprise, like I'm here.
That was also
he falls
awesome.
in the ice and then he gets pulled up again. He doesn't even get close to getting bitten by that thing.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
Chris
to
Pratt
drive-
should have at least lost an arm.
And
in
then
this
they
movie.
run away. It's all that happens is they run back away. And then they get in an elevator and that's it.
Speaking of losing an arm, there are characters in this film that get bit on their arms or their limbs, and there's no blood in this movie. You will not see a speck of blood in this film. You won't see it.
Nope.
But people are getting their appendages gnawed off, and it's like, oh, that's a bloodless. Like the appendage is just, or the dinosaur's just eating people whole. Like I'll just eat the whole person. That way, you don't have to show you any blood. And the fact that I know this is probably the case in other Jurassic Park movies, but because this movie was so bad, I could not help but notice that there was no blood anywhere. This is a bloodless film.
This movie is a D-. I'm close to giving this movie an F. This is the worst big screen movie that I've seen this year, big blockbuster movie that I've seen this year for sure.
By a large margin,
not even close.
And I don't even know what would be close to it right now.
I mean, we haven't seen Morbius,
Thank God.
and we
Thank
admittedly
God.
have
We will
not
not.
seen. We won't, and we
Thank
admittedly,
God.
unless Sony wants to release it in theaters again, I think Sony should re-release it.
I want them to release it in theaters every 2 weeks.
Yeah, Sony, this time, if you re-release it a third time, we will see it. I promise. No, I think this is the worst big screen movie that I've seen this year for sure.
It's gonna make a
I
shitload of
can't
money.
think of it. Will, and they'll eventually make another one. I just hope that it's something.
Oh, for the love of God, please don't.
They are.
Please
This
don't.
is the last one of this. Like it seems like
Yeah.
the way it ended. The ending is really stupid, by the way. But it seems like the way it ended. It's like, oh, okay, we're done with this universe. It seems like that's what they were doing, but the ending is just so weird.
I honestly don't even remember how it ended. They all just kind of went home, right? Like
They all just kind of went home, and the dinosaurs were like, yeah, like they took her the locust because they got her DNA, so they took her the locust. The locusts were not killing people's crops anymore.
they had to
And
give
they
Locust
give-
COVID.
Yeah, they give BD
So-
Wong his. They give BD Wong
good
his,
guy
like,
moment in the field with the locusts.
yeah, his gladiator moment where he's walking through the field of wheat or whatever.
Here, all these animals that I myself made with my own 2 hands. Finally, I can kill you.
I just think the gimmick of also bringing back all of the cast only for them just to not have a lot to do really either is weird. And then they're like archaeologists and scientists and biologists in the first movie. Jeff Goldblum is a psychiatrist, I believe, and to make them into like have to infiltrate this billion-dollar organization to get the DNA and to take it before Congress is just a convoluted plot that we don't need. The first movie, and I keep going back to this, and even parts of like the third movie in Jurassic World, is that we just put these people in situations that are plausible where they're still normal people in extraordinary peril, and this just doesn't have any of that. They sneak into this facility in the movie that's supposed to be that's literally going to be responsible for killing millions upon millions of people, only for there to be zero security.
None. All you need is
another
a
issue.
wristband, and you can get into every part of this facility.
Do y'all remember the scene where the black guy who was secretly on their side, but secretly not? So the black guy, he's just like, yeah, don't go towards that elevator. That will take you down to the basement. But if you go towards this elevator, and so it was
My guy had some rough line delivery in this.
When we didn't know that he was on their side, I was just like, was that supposed to be tongue in cheek? What the fuck just happened? That guy just literally gave them all the information they needed to accomplish their secret mission, and then he ended up being on their side, which I'm like, okay, I get it. But then he's also like still consorting with the awkward Tim Cook. I don't know what they were writing with that character. Every time that character was on screen, I was confused. Every time I was like, I don't know anything. I don't know about this guy. I don't know his motivations. I just know that he's being weird as shit. Like it's so bad.
It was his exposition was terrible. And then like when they have like a 30-minute scene when they're riding in the helicopter to the two older characters. I can't even remember their name from the first movie. Laura Dern and Sam Neill are it doesn't even matter their names anymore. They're riding to the island, the Tim Cook Island, and he's basically delivering them all of the exposition in that plane. Like, there's the Giganotosaurus, it eats deer, and then we put them in the island here, and you're gonna meet Tim Cook, and here's what he wants to do, and it goes on for 15 minutes. I'm not kidding.
We all love working for Apple. It's the best.
Is this? And they kind of introduced the guy that's supposed to be the big bad in this, and then he's just there.
He's just
all
the
of a
most
sudden
awkward person ever.
Yeah,
and he like awkwardly tries to take pictures with them. And
what was that actor trying to do?
Weirdo Tim Cook. It was a Tim Cook SNL sketch. I don't know why.
Horrendous.
I don't know why that would be your big bad in a fucking Jurassic Park movie. Like, that's not
Campbell Stott as Lewis Dodson. That was the weirdest performance I've seen on screen.
It reminded me of what's it called? Don't Look Up. How they just have like this weird Tim Cook CEO as their
Mark Rylance is as definitely Tim Cook.
Yeah, I was like, why we don't need to do this anymore, guys. Like, Tim Cook is one of the ones that's like not that bad. Like, it's okay. We don't need to make him the villain.
He had the same little glasses. Like, it was clear they were going for Tim Cook, and I was just like, weird choice, but okay. Like, we could have just did Mark Zuckerberg and
do Zuck, do Bezos. We're cool with that. Like,
yeah, everybody hates those fucking assholes.
I just.
And not to be like a Tim Cook like defender or whatever. Like, it's okay to criticize Tim Cook, but it's like, and like making him the big bad in a Jurassic Park movie, like that doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow. It took me out of it.
Yeah, I just, man, and really just not having your big action star, which shit on Chris Pratt if you want. Like, Twitter doesn't like him because of whatever reason that they've made up.
Homophobia.
Yeah, they didn't make it up. That guy stinks. He's a fucking chode. I hate that guy. He stinks. And also, he's not that great of an actor, but I thought he could be an action star, and maybe he like is an action star and other stuff. But you're right. The only action-y thing that he has is like he's on the ice, and then he goes under and he rides a motorcycle. But like other than that, like he has no action sequences really. This movie's weird, man. I don't
wait. Did he actually get popped for like being homophobic?
Yeah, and he's like a Republican. They kind of
he started that what is it, Hillsong, that huge church.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That whole
okay.
thing.
I will recuse myself of. I don't. Whatever. I will recuse myself of. I don't stand Chris Pratt, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know if he like said anything specifically that was like super homophobic, but he's like a big part of that church or something or other, and that was the whole problem. But
yeah, I mean, I just don't have like I like him as Star-Lord or whatever, and that's been fine enough for me.
Parks and Rec was great, loved it.
Yeah, the problem with he's also Tej, like we were talking about in the group message. He's best when he's like delivering jokes.
Yeah, he should be delivering some jokes. Or at
least he doesn't deliver jokes.
It's not like he's just not funny in the movie. The movie actually doesn't have any comedy in that character. Like, there is no comedy amongst the stars of this movie. Like, they don't even attempt comedy. It's a very straightforward. They're taking this shit very seriously, and it is to the detriment of the film every time they're on screen.
And yeah. Also,
I don't understand why you just throw some jokes in there. People like jokes. The Goldblum stuff was landing. The DeWanda Wise sassy stuff was landing. I don't understand. If you're gonna have jokes in the movie, let the guy who is Star-Lord, who does jokes in the biggest franchise that we've ever seen, let him do jokes. I don't understand why you wouldn't let him do. I literally don't get it. I don't get.
He's also kind of done that in his other films outside of Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's like super serious military guy, which is something I guess he's cosplaying as now.
I was gonna say, this Terminalist show on Amazon, this is his last chance for me. Otherwise, like if this is a puff, Chris Pratt's out of here. Chris Pratt's done.
Except for, I mean, you're gonna watch the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, the MCU not done. Chris Pratt done.
The fact that Gunn was able to make Guardians with not just Pratt on set, but also Vin Diesel on set, and still was able to give us a banger is just a sign of how good he is.
Hey, man.
Because that John Cena show that he made is some of the best TV that we've seen this year. And John Cena is a real movie star. He's funny. He understands himself. He's making joke after joke after joke, and they're just nailing it. And it just shows you that Gunn, even though he's not good at Twitter, very good at writing films and TV. Yeah. Not very good.
I'm gonna just say Bradley Cooper carried the vibes, and that's the explanation.
that's who we stand. Bradley Cooper.
Big Bradley Cooper Stan account podcast.
But I gotta tell you, Teach, Vin Diesel ain't never set foot on that set.
That's Vin Diesel's actually never met any of the characters in that.
No, Vin Diesel fucking sent them in voice notes off his iPhone.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, he's like, can I actually like do the motion capture for this? And he's just like, no, thank you.
No, please stay off the movie set because you're gonna
ruin the vibes. Like
that's smart.
Like we haven't talked about that, but the fact that like he sucks so bad that like that the director of Fast and Furious 5 quit in front of the face of like $10 million payday. He's just no thanks.
He's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need this. All money ain't good money.
I gotta deal with this guy every single day. That video that he put out of like I'm here with the director Justin Lin, and like we're making like the best movie, and Justin Lin looks like he's a hostage. Like he's just like, yeah, man. Teach, have you seen that video?
Yes, I have.
It just looks like he's I think it was Justin Lin, but or was it James Wan? I can't remember.
They are killing this Drake album online. I cannot wait for Dex to have to go admit that the Drake album is bad. People are very upset. The women and the men are upset, which I know that is a bad sign. And apparently it's a dance album. Apple Music said defend it. Dance. Apple Music said, "Oh, it's a dance album. That's what it's characterized as."
Yeah,
just a bad sign. Bad. This is bad sign. Not a good sign. That makes me sad. I was hoping for a good Drake album tonight, but I'm not gonna listen to dance music by myself in my house at 10 o'clock at night. That's
exactly what I'm about to do.
I know that's what you're going to do, but that's not what I'm going to
do. What it says real quick? What's some other problems that we have with this movie, or anything that you actually liked from this movie? I said the best part of the movie is that Bryce Dallas Howard, DeWanda Wise, and Laura Dern all are great. Actually, like their characters beyond looking great actually have something to do in this movie.
Yeah.
I
was appreciative of Goldblum's performance, even though I knew that he was doing the Goldblum meme. I just love Jeff Goldblum, so it worked for me. But it was just like every time Pratt was on screen, it's not like he's on screen a lot, but when he was, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's the star of the movie. No, let's get him off the screen. Let's get Goldblum and DeWanda Wise back out here. Let's put DeWanda Wise in more stuff. The way she was looking into the camera and looking into my eyes was staring through my soul. She was hilarious in her line deliveries. She looked great. She looked tough as shit. She looked like she was going to punch some dinosaurs. I'm into that. Like I'm into her in more movies, even though we do not need to make any more Jurassic Park movies, or at least not with this cast. We need because I have more fun in this movie if The Rock is in this movie, even though The Rock would never be in this swaggerless movie because they don't let him make any jokes. And The Rock is on scene, on the set.
Honestly, if they wanted to just scrap this whole thing and start over like it never happened in like 10 years, I'm with that.
Let's do it. Yeah, man, I love dinosaurs. Let's do this. I also had a problem with the scene where they're like in the little they're in like these little channels. They're in like they're under the building or something. I don't know where they were, but they were you could clearly see that the dinosaurs were like animatronic, and I was like, oh, this scene is ruined for me. Like I could see, I thought the dinosaurs looked really great throughout the film, but in that one particular scene, I was like, no, those are animatronic. Those looked
That
worse than the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, like in the original Jurassic Park. Like I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, that's clearly an animatronic. There's
well,
nothing to be afraid of. Like
they didn't
stop
blend
screaming.
it. They didn't blend it well like they did in even in the first movie back in like 1993. And the reason that the first movie worked was because the T-Rex is like this huge animatronic T-Rex and stuff like
Yep.
that. And it feels there's like a tactileness to it. There's like you feel like some of this might be real, you know what I mean? And even though now it's animatronic and stuff. And so I feel like they kind of wanted to go back to that, but even so, I don't know how I feel about it just didn't they didn't blend it well enough, you know what I mean? Because then they would just go outside and it's just a completely CGI raptor, you know what I mean? Or
Yep.
it's a completely big dinosaur clusterfuck fight fest at the very end of the movie, which was it was so bad.
So
Sean
bad.
Sean Fennessy said, and I think this is a great point. As the movies have gone along now, I think we have 6 Jurassic Park movies now.
Yeah.
As the movies have gone along, it's like the dinosaurs are getting worse looking. It doesn't blow you away how the dinosaurs look anymore. And part of it is because now we've seen the previous 5 films, but like also, I was not blown away or impressed by how the dinosaurs look. I'm watching Prehistoric Planet right now, which is a David Attenborough documentary on Apple, which is usually they're chasing around real animals, but they just like CGI'd all these cool ass looking dinosaurs in there. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And going from watching that to going to watching Jurassic Park, which I'm sure has a much larger budget than the David Attenborough documentary, is like night and day. Like the dinosaurs look so cool on the Apple show, and then I was just like, those don't look that great to me. But it's because, again, like as we go along, we see more of these movies, our standards become higher, and our standards are probably growing faster than the rate of the technology that they're using to make these dinosaurs. I wasn't impressed how the dinosaurs looked at all at any point, really.
And the test, the baseline is the same because you've been high for both.
I wasn't high when I watched the first Jurassic Park, but I had never seen anything like the first Jurassic Park when I saw it. I thought it was
I was talking about Prehistoric Planet or whatever you're watching now.
Well, I was high watching both, so that's very true. Every time I'm watching David Attenborough documentaries, I always get high first, and I just go into the animal kingdom and have a great time. That's how I spend my evenings. I don't have like a roster of women, so I watch David Attenborough documentaries.
No,
I feel like later we're going to find out that this movie was like the weird love child of 2 like much better movies, and they like tried to split the difference because, like, first of all, naming this movie Jurassic World Dominion and like that whole synopsis you read at the beginning about like fighting for control and staying the apex predator of Earth or whatever, like that would have been a much better movie, and that's just not in this. I think Jeff Goldblum says like the word Dominion one time, and that's like the only connection to it. Like,
and the dinosaurs will have dominion over all of us.
He does do the 2 fingers.
Yeah.
And then we just like never come back to that. Like that concept is just not here anymore. So I'm like almost certain that they started out wanting to make that movie about who has dominion over the earth, where it was like, fucking T-Rex is running through Omaha, Nebraska and fucking shit up. But they decided to settle on fucking...
They filmed portions of that movie, Dex. They released it on YouTube like a year ago.
Rise of the Planet of the Dinosaurs is so much better than what they made. Like the fact that you're just like, that when I read the little synopsis thing before I went to the movie, I was just like, how could that
sounds dope?
Like, even if it's bad, it's going to be good because I've never seen that movie before. I've seen 5 or 4 other Jurassic Park movies. I've never just seen them just running around outside the farmer's market. Like that sounds fucking incredible. There was one scene where the dinosaur was crossing the street and the little clone girl saw the dinosaur crossing the street and it had like crossing guards. I was just like, oh my god, this is dope as hell. The dinosaurs are in the world. This is gonna be a great movie. And then we did the same thing where we have to go to the lab where the dinosaurs are. And I was like, oh, this is the plot of every other Jurassic Park movie.
We're going to a very, very, very remote place.
That's what we do in every Jurassic Park movie. Like, what are we doing?
It's either somebody said it's either Escape from Dinosaur Island or oops, we got to go back to Dinosaur Island.
Every time.
And this was oops, we got to go back to Dinosaur Island, but dumber.
Yeah,
well, I just can't.
They saw Spider-Man: No Way Home make $7 billion. They're like, we got to bring everybody back, so write that movie. And they tried to do it.
That's what happened.
They tried to do it in 4 business days, and this is what they ended up with. It's terrible fucking script.
I think maybe
Dinosaurs is a much better movie as well.
The Multiverse of Dinosaurs.
Let's do that.
You jump through every period, like the Cretaceous period, Jurassic. Yeah.
That would be fucking amazing.
I think the problem
Everything everywhere all at once. I love that.
But with dinosaurs. I think the problem
dinosaur all at once.
Every dinosaur all. We got to stop giving our ideas away. But I think the
We
problem
really
that you have with the movie that you could do with Planet of the Apes I don't know how you do it with Jurassic World. It's making the animals the center of the movie is easy with Planet of the Apes because it just seems plausible that the apes gain consciousness or whatever. It just seems more plausible because we're not
an
so
objective.
far removed.
The dinosaurs don't have an objective. Like
well, and we're not so far removed from
them
that it doesn't seem plausible, and that's why it works. We're like,
plus Caesar can
so
talk, like
far removed from
they're
dinosaurs.
talking, so they can literally tell us what they're thinking. Like they are talking, the dinosaurs are not talking. So it's like the dinosaurs in any of these movies don't have any motivations. It's just like there's a human there. Let's bite his head off because we're either threatened by it or we think it's food. But it's like that's it, which is still fine. I just want to see. It's a dumb action movie. I just want to see something cool and original. And there's nothing original about this. Nobody's going to walk out of this movie and go, I saw something that I'd never seen before. There are a couple shots that are cool. Like I said, when she was underwater and they split the screen, that is an objectively cool shot. But there's nothing.
That's how they used it in all the marketing because they knew that was the best shit they had.
When that script was delivered and finalized, there was nothing new in that script. There was nothing in that script that could not exist in any other movie, Jurassic Park or otherwise. Like, those writers did nothing to add to the movie at all, and in fact they got in the way of it. I couldn't even sit and enjoy the big dumb action movie because the writing of the dialogue was so insanely bad. It was like these are not humans talking to each other. These are not human conversations, and these are supposed to be people that know each other. This doesn't make any sense. Like,
and also when they had to get away from the dinosaurs, they would it wasn't like they were one time they're sprinting from the raptor, or the other time that they're riding a motorcycle and riding cars through Malta. That worked, but like when they're back in the park. I don't know if y'all noticed this. When they're trying to get away from like the T-Rexes and stuff, they're kind of just doing like a shuffle, like away from and then when they're trying to climb up the tower to get away from the T-Rex or whatever that was, one of those the Giganotosaurus, which is a dumb name, and they get up there and they basically like shoot it once or twice with a stun gun and then it goes away. I don't know. No peril, no stakes. They kind of do the Cupid shuffle away from the dinosaurs. And it really is like that's it, and it just wastes so much time. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of a movie. Give me the gritty.
They're making money.
No, it's a waste of money for the viewer.
Oh, yes, definitely for us.
Give me the gritty Matt Reeves remake of people in the trenches hiding from dinosaurs. And we got to find a way to, it's either them or us. That's what we need. We need that movie.
Yeah. Stop being cowards. Make the dinosaurs the villains. All right. I don't need you to make me love the dinosaurs. Okay. You tried that with the last one. made me real sad with the long neck one. Like just sat there
The
dying on the little
saddest scene
island.
in cinema history when
Yeah.
when they show the silhouette of the long neck dinosaur, ooh, and it just dies. You're like, oh god.
Yeah. Stop making the dinosaurs the victims here. I need them to be the villains. That's a much better movie.
I just make them like that's the platform I'm running on. Make dinosaurs scary again.
Yes. Give
In
me like
prehistoric
this fucking,
planet, they are the
fucking
good- they
slasher
are-
film with dinosaurs.
Let's
Yeah.
never talk about this movie again, guys. This is a very bad movie. Go see it if you are already going to go see it. But if you have not gone to see it yet, just cancel the tickets and wait for it to get on streaming. If you
See
really
Top
wanna watch
Gun
the
again
movie.
if it's out there. Make
Yes.
Top Gun go back in IMAX.
Go see Top Gun again, or go see Morbius if they put it in theaters. We will not be
Yeah.
doing that. Go see
We're
Morbius.
campaigning for Morbius over this movie.
We will see Morbius, Tej, if they release it.
Put it
for
back
a
in
third
theaters
time.
one more
Y'all
time.
will
I
see
miss
Morbius.
it.
I will fire
No,
up the fire
Tej,
stick.
wink, wink. We will see Morbius.
Come on,
Sony,
Sony, do it.
please.
Sony, do it. Sony,
Um,
do it.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything else on this movie. It's boring. It's long. It's a bad script.
It's gonna
stupid
be in the top
concept.
5 or gonna be in the top 5 or 10
Highest
grossing
growth
of the year.
movies. Yep. Yep.
Crazy.
Insane. Just like the last Fast and the Furious movie where we were just like, ugh, I don't know about this one. And it made $1 billion in the pandemic, so whatever. Okay, just real quick, since we're kind of on a shorter podcast, what are we watching? Anything cool? Anything good? I watched Hustle, which I don't know if we'll do a full review on.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it probably this weekend.
Yeah, Hustle with Adam Sandler on Netflix. Doesn't cost you anything. Incredible, or not incredible, like just a really good sports movie. I'm a sucker for a genuine Adam Sandler performance when he's actually trying.
I guess Dex doesn't like Hustle.
Dex doesn't like Hustle.
Look.
He's gonna go tweet through the Drake album is what he's gonna do.
He just like left us for Drake.
He left us for the Drake album.
1000% would do that, by the way.
No, so yeah, genuine Adam Sandler performance. Juancho Hernan Gomez is like really, really good. So is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a really good villain, by the way. He's king shit talker. It's incredible.
He can do anything. He's the greatest.
Very funny, very good. Just really good sports movie. If you're into that sort of thing, and if you love NBA basketball, you'll love the movie. Also, guys, I did it. I finally started season 1 of Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Keep going.
So
Keep going.
I'm gonna eventually get to season 4 and know what y'all are talking about on TikTok.
Keep going. I'm watching RRR, which is an extremely long movie that I've watched in
You
parts.
started that last week.
I did, but I keep getting away from it. It's really good. This is not a function of the movie. It's just really long, and it's partially subtitled, so it's a real commitment to not look at my phone with my ADHD. So I'm taking it in chunks. I've given myself grace about it, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm almost done with it. It's phenomenal. It's like everything. It's like Bollywood / musical / action, except for all the parts of this movie are really fleshed out and good. Like the Bollywood stuff is incredible. The musical stuff is incredible. The action is insane. Like it's like kind of historical, but kind of not. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. So I've been watching that. I'm watching Miss Marvel, which I'm enjoying a lot more than I enjoyed Moon Knight. What else am I
Oh,
watching?
shit, on Moon Knight.
Barry just ended their season. Another banger of a season for Barry. If y'all are not watching
episode
Barry,
1. I started episode 1 of season 3 last night.
you are going to you already are watching Barry. That Barry's great. This season's pretty damn good. They probably had their what I would say their second best episode ever is in this season. It still cannot top the first best episode, which is in season 2, where the little ninja girl is chasing them around. That's probably the funniest thing I've seen on a TV show.
Fights that dude all day.
That episode I've seen the episode like 10 times. It is the funniest shit ever. But they have
she like dropped out of a tree and he's like, what the fuck?
The genuine fear on their face when this little girl is running down the street and they're just driving the car yelling. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen, man. But they probably dropped their second best episode which is episode 6, which you'll get to, and you know exactly what it is when you watch it because it is mind-blowingly good. That's about all I'm watching. I got through a lot of my stuff. Oh, and The Boys. Then The Boys is great.
Yeah.
The Boys is
season
phenomenal. 3. I didn't watch season 2 with y'all. I watched it late. I didn't jump back in soon enough. I'm not making that mistake ever again. I'm really enjoying watching The Boys with everybody. This show is phenomenal. But that's about what I'm
with Barry. It might be the most consistent show on TV. It really is.
Sit down for that hour. You sit down for that hour. You are not going to be bored. And you're not going to be disappointed with The Boys. Like, they're going to consistently give you good episodes, and it's just insane. They're going to keep on blowing your mind all the time. It's great.
The first 20 minutes of episode 1 is the most. It's the most insane shit I've ever seen on a television screen. It is wild. I didn't know you could do that on TV.
Yeah, me neither. Amazon let them do whatever the fuck they want to over there.
That shit is
graphic.
It is the most insane thing I've ever seen on the television. It's incredible. But Dex has also recused himself from watching that as well. Missing good TV, Bubba.
I will take your word for it.
What are you watching, Dex? Other than you're watching a lot of movies, what movies have you seen lately? You saw Lightyear, right?
I saw Lightyear last night. Was supposed to write a review today. Didn't get to it. You know how it is.
I was also supposed to write a review for Jurassic World, but I couldn't find the time to write a review for that piece of shit. I was like,
fuck that movie.
Good job.
But yeah, Lightyear is pretty good. Nothing like super spectacular, but it is a pretty fun movie. It's basically every space movie you've seen in the last 25 years, which is cool in its way. It's got maybe my favorite little side animal character in a Pixar movie of the last few movies. Yeah, he's fucking great. Socks, the little robot cat, it's phenomenal. But yeah, I really like Lightyear. If you go see it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Don't believe the allegations. It's a very solid,
weird, very weird discourse going around with that movie.
I saw Cha Cha Real Smooth. Got to check that out. Comes out on Apple tomorrow, June 17th. It's
who's in that one?
The Cooper Rafe kid and Dakota Johnson.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
It's interesting. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
First Gen Z director to make it big.
Yeah, he's you can see the vision. You can see the vision. It's just very like awkward and weird. It might be a generational disconnect sort of thing. I don't know, but it's like just extremely awkward. Dakota Johnson's a big weirdo.
I think that's just like an evergreen tweet. I think like that's a real life thing.
Yeah, just generally she's just a big weirdo. I feel like the least weird I've ever seen her was The Lost Daughter, which is just otherwise this very weird movie. But
that's she was Ellen DeGeneres show.
Yeah, she was just like the one like normal-ish person in that movie. So everybody else was just batshit insane. But yeah, and Cha Cha Real Smooth, it's very weird, but it is like heartfelt and like there's funny parts and it's a pretty like interesting concept of a story. So I like that one. Gonna write a review of that one too.
Someone who I know who listens to this podcast has requested a Lightyear episode. I'm already going to see Lightyear, so that's
we're going to do it.
But
it's a big release, big Pixar release. We haven't gotten last few Pixar movies have been straight to Disney Plus. So, like all of them have been. Haven't they?
We did those two. We did Luca for sure. Did we do Soul?
Yeah.
No, we did Soul. We did Luca. We did.
Is Turning Red?
Oh, and Turning Red is Pixar.
Yes, it is.
Encanto went to theaters for a little bit, right? And then they were like, whatever.
But
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, no, that's Disney.
That's not Pixar. It's Disney. But yeah, okay, so we're going to do Lightyear. I'm excited about Lightyear. I'm big Pixar hours.
What's after Lightyear? There's some. Oh, Elvis.
Elvis is coming. Thor's coming. So we got our next couple episodes pretty cool.
We got a lineup.
Yeah.
I am shocked that Elvis movie is getting good reviews.
I don't know why. I told you.
No,
I told you.
Look,
I told you.
Fat Tom Hanks
is shocked by that.
Giving me the ick.
I'm shocked that that's good.
So I think
this is what he does.
The next few lineups of movies are going to be Lightyear, which we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the discourse surrounding Lightyear. the very
I hate
bad
when we
and
have to
weird,
talk about
the
fucking
very
discourse.
I
fucking
know.
hate the internet.
very bad and weird internet IMDb review bombing discourse that's going on with that. Elvis, and then definitely Thor, Love and Thunder, which people are saying. I think Taika Waititi is saying that Christian Bale is the best villain that's ever been in the MCU. So why wouldn't he say that? But whatever.
He said that?
Yeah, I think so. I think he said that.
I believe him. Fuck it. Let's go. Christian Bale's great. Let's do
Why
it.
would why would Taika lie?
Yeah, why would he ever lie?
All right. We're gonna let Dex get on to lying about
go
this
put on
Drake
your
album.
dancing. Go put on your dancing shoes, brother. It's a dance album. Go
You
dance.
already know what to do. Instant classic.
um,
If the hood jams, what is it? A classic.
I am going to recuse myself of any Chris Pratt liking until further notice, until further review. So
Good.
I'm going to recuse myself of that unless it's in the MCU. Then we're right back on that train because those Guardians of the Galaxy movies are a blast. Just
They're so fun.
like I was back on the James Gunn train right when that TV series
Right,
came out.
I'm
I tried to stay away from the James Gunn train
Just stop.
after that stuff came out, but then I saw Peacemaker and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I'm back in." Like Peacemaker was a treat, a real treat to watch. I enjoyed it so much.
Made a good TV show, so there's that. But yeah, anything else?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Hashtag stream. Honestly, never mind. Let's go.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Don't do an ad for the Drake album on this podcast. He has plenty of money. He's not paying us. Second of all,
He's not paying
It
you.
might be bad. Well, if he's paying you, then you should share the wealth because I will be a Drake shill as well. I'm willing to be bought. Like I'm waiting.
We said forever that we're willing to be bought.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to selling out Drake. Pay me some money. I'll tell everybody this is the hardest rap album of all time, even if there are all dance songs on there. I don't care.
I've been on the OVO payroll since 2008. So
Share the wealth, man. All right, man. You can stream us on YouTube and all of the Apollo platforms, Apollo HOU, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find us at One Take Pod on all those platforms. Go leave us a like and a review, please, on Spotify, on
Please,
Apple
brothers
Podcasts.
and sisters, we deserve them. We working hard for y'all. 114 or whatever the hell the number of episodes. We deserve it, bros.
Really like 120, to be honest. But yeah, so we'll
count our lost episodes that y'all have never heard, but they were bangers. Y'all didn't hear them, but they were fucking bangers.
You could barely hear me in some of those. All right, so that's all. That's all for now, folks. That was a weird outro. All right, we're out. Oh man.
All right, it's big Drake hours for